Training online is challenging. It's very different from training in a group. You learn to focus more on yourself. You also learn to trust yourself, which is very important to reach your goals.
It was actually better than I thought. It was a bit hard in the beginning to get used to watching on the computer, but it was good to have some kind of training, but I missed going to the studio and seeing my teacher in real life. And it was hard, like, that you didn't do a grounded leg rows and jumps, and you couldn't really do turns, but it was actually good and better than I thought it would be.
I mean, it's pretty much very different because you're not in the same room as the teacher, and it's kind of hard to stay motivated, but with our teachers it works pretty well.
It was, of course, harder because it was much less space and the floor was slippier. But the number one thing I missed the most was the energy from the whole group and being there with all your friends and working hard with them. But our teachers really set up a good schedule for us and adapted exercises, and they were just so positive, and I'm so grateful for that, and it all turned out great.
So I think we all can say that training online has been quite a challenge, just because when you're at home and you're alone in your room or studio trying, to dance and, make the best out of the situation, it's really hard to find motivation to keep going and, work hard every day, because obviously you don't have any teachers and friends with you when you dance that can give you the energy. So it's been really, important to dig into yourself and try to find motivation, and I think that's a lesson that I can bring on in my future career as a dancer. If I get injured, maybe that lesson to try and find your motivation to just keep going even though it's hard, I think that's extremely important, and I think we all can agree on that it has been such an important lesson to learn. So I've learned a lot from training online. And of course it was a bit hard at first when you didn't have a big space and it's pretty small and the floor is not very good, and it's hard in the beginning, but after a while you adapt to the situation and you can kind of make the most out of it. So yeah, it's also been really good because I've been able to focus on my own weaknesses, because you're alone and you don't compare yourself to any other. You can just focus on what you need to strengthen and work on. So I think overall training online was a really good experience, and I would never take it back or anything, because I've learned so much that I think I can bring on in my future career as a dancer. So yeah, I would say it was a good experience, but very hard.